Welcome to our program today. We're going to dive into how to make your English speaking skills really shine. And look, the goal here isn't to change who you are at all. It's about making sure every single word you say is heard exactly the way you mean it. So let's start with a feeling that I bet is pretty familiar. You know that moment, that little bit of frustration when you've said something and you just know from the look on the other person's face that they didn't quite get it. We've all been there. We all want to speak clearly, confidently, and that's exactly what we're going to tackle. And this is really the most important point, so let's be super clear about it. We need to shift our whole focus here. The goal is not to chase some kind of perfect native accent, which, let's be honest, doesn't even really exist. The real win? It's achieving clear, effortless communication. Your accent is part of your identity, and that's amazing. Clarity, well, that's a skill anyone can learn. Okay, so let's dive into what our real goal actually is. It all boils down to one powerful idea: intelligibility. Seriously, understanding this one word is the absolute key to unlocking confident speech. So what does that really mean? Well, the power of this idea is that intelligibility is basically freedom, right? If people can understand you easily, your accent is not a problem. It's just not. Think about it. It's the difference between always hearing, "Sorry, what was that?" and hearing, "Wow, that's a really great point." Big difference. All right, let's get into the how. We're going to look at the tools you can use to get that natural sounding speech. We're basically going to peek behind the curtain and see what native speakers do, a lot of times without even realizing it, to make their speech sound so smooth and connected. Okay, here's a huge concept: connected speech. In English, we just don't speak like this, with big gaps between every single word. No way. Instead, words flow into each other. Sounds get linked up. Sometimes they get shortened. Sometimes they even change a little bit. It's what creates that smooth rhythm. It's kind of like the music of the language. And this right here is the perfect example of that magic in action. Just take a simple phrase like "get a bottle of water." I mean, who actually says "get a bottle of water"? Nobody, right? It all just flows. Get a mushes together to sound like getta. And that T sound in water, it softens into a really light D sound, so it's more like water. See? It's all these little connections that make it sound so effortless. And just a quick reminder, you're listening to Mastering Flawless English. So the big question is, how do we actually practice this stuff? Well, it's really all about listening, paying attention, and then imitating. So let's turn these big ideas into some super simple actions you can start doing like today. Okay, let's talk about practice. How can you work on this stuff without it feeling like, homework? The absolute key is to find ways to practice that you actually enjoy. So I've got two really fun and seriously effective methods for you. First up, we've got what I like to call the TED Talk method. This one is just fantastic. Why? Because TED speakers are like the masters of clear communication. So when you watch, listen, and then try to mimic them, you're doing so much more than just practicing pronunciation. You're learning how to present ideas in a really engaging way, and you're learning about cool new topics. It's a total win-win. And tool number 2 is something you literally have in your pocket right now: music. Seriously, singing is such a powerful way to train your mouth on all this stuff: the connected speech, the stress, the rhythm, and there's zero pressure. When you sing along to a song, you automatically link words together. And here's a great little trick: try recording yourself. It's a game changer for hearing the difference between how you sound when you sing versus when you just speak the words. Okay, so let's wrap this all up. What's the path forward from here? Let's boil it down to the key takeaways. All right, here are the most important things to remember. First, and this is huge, your goal is intelligibility, being understood, not getting rid of your accent. Second, remember that natural speech is all about linking words together smoothly. Third, those little reductions and softer sounds, like that water example, are what create that awesome flow. And finally, the best way to practice is to do it actively with stuff you actually love, like great talks or your favorite songs. And I really want you to leave with this thought. This whole thing, it is not about being perfect. It's not about meeting some impossible standard. It's about developing a skill that is totally achievable, a skill that lets you connect with people using clear, confident, and most importantly, authentic communication. Hey, so if you found this helpful, it would be amazing if you could subscribe, give it a like, and share it. It really does help us reach more learners just like you, and that lets us create more content to help everyone out. So I'll leave you with one final question, a little call to action. What's it going to be? What's the first song or the first talk you're going to practice with? Seriously, think of one right now and go for it. Your journey to clearer speech starts today.